Welcome back. Welcome back to this channel for another meal prep idea. And the meal prep idea for Monday is fish stew. Now, fish stew or soup both can be hearty and filling. This particular stew is light, however, chock full of filly vegetables and a cut of fish. Now keep in mind, I'm vegan. However, not everyone here is vegan. So to be fair, when I have certain requests, I oblige them. And to be honest, every now and again, I do have a hankering for a good cut of cod or salmon. Now for this particular recipe, I used cod, spinach, tomatoes, garlic, celery, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, a sprinkle of smoked paprika, a pinch of cayenne, cracked black pepper, onion, and a sprinkle at the end of fresh squeezed lemon and cilantro. Now, usually with these types of stews, you want a more firmer type fish, which again, I selected cod. Others may enjoy another cut. Again, it's up to your palate, but you do not want to use any type of oily fish. Most people use a flaky fish. Again, cod or perhaps snapper if you enjoy that. Rockfish is also good. Now the herbs that you can add, of course, would be dill, oregano, basil, or cilantro. And as I mentioned, I chose cilantro. Now, a lot of people like to prepare this stew with clam juice. I used a simple broth that combined olive oil and spring water. However, for those who want a true, authentic fish stew, you may want to use a seafood infused broth or fish stew broth, which you can find in many international markets. Olive oil is my go-to when I do these, but again, it's up to you and what your palate desires. This particular stew, prep time is no more than 15 minutes, but it all depends on what you plan to add. And the total time to prepare is 34 minutes. So again, olive oil, onions, garlic, tomato. I prefer fresh tomato. Some people like stewed tomatoes. Again, it is what you like and what your family enjoys. Again, your choice of herbs. It could be oregano. Thyme is actually good. You can never go wrong with fresh black ground pepper. So you saute your veggies until they get just a little bit soft. Then you add your tomato last. And then you place your lightly seasoned cut of fish in the skillet of your olive oil and spring water mix or your stock. Bring it to a nice, beautiful simmer and enjoy the aromatic ambiance that will come from your skillet. And I will present to you how it looks, but more importantly, how it sounds. And again, if you have tried this or any variation to this fish stew, please let me know in the comments or feel free to share. And without further delay, my version of fish stew. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. These are just simple, easy meal prep ideas that you can make ahead of time. Many of us are still working. Either you're doing hybrid employment or any type of employment, or you're taking care of children, perhaps relatives, where you don't have a lot of time. Perhaps you are a full-time social media influencer. There's so many things out here that many of us are involved in where we really don't put a lot of time in preparing our meals, which is why many of us, in my opinion, rely on fast foods. And again, I've spoken on this before. You have to be careful, and I have been guilty of this in the past, about fast foods. Yes, it's a convenience, and for some, it can be less expensive, but consuming too much, especially if you're not sure of what actually goes in to what's being prepared and what you consume, could, and I'm saying could, not will, but could lead to issues down the line. So with that, I will continue to bring versions of what I like to consume, and perhaps some of you have tried these or may like to. I will be doing smoothies. I usually do them daily, but because of my schedule, which I thought was going to change, has not as of yet, so I'm all over the place, but I ensure that I get my fruits and veggies in and other healthy snacks, to include almonds, walnuts, dried fruits, raisins, anything that does not contain sugars and a high volume of sodium. I can tell you at one point I would get low sodium chips. And I kid you not, even though it appeared to be healthy, I would notice swelling. Once I curtailed consuming those chips, even though the sodium rate was not that high, obviously it was too high for me. Once I did that and consumed more water, I had no more issues. So again, take care of your bodies, take care of your mental, and take care of each other. So with that, thank you for tuning in to this video, and prayerfully, we all can continue to be safe, well, and healthier. Until next time, thank you again for tuning in.